If you've been using Power BI for a while and your reports still look like everyone else's, there is a good chance you're skipping three features that most people either don't know about or just keep meaning to get to. I use all three of these on real reports, and each one takes maybe 2 minutes to set up. So stick around for feature number two because that's the one that makes your managers think you've done something really advanced when it actually is just one measure. Hey, I'm Arlen and welcome to Data with Arlen. We're covering report themes, dynamic titles, and slicer sync. And all three are already built into Power BI and just waiting for you to use them. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so now I'm sharing my screen. I have our sample file loaded. And if you like, you can follow along with me by downloading this sample data set. Link is in the description. And this is the table that you see right here. Three Power BI features you're not using, but you should be. And you can incorporate this into your own test Power BI file. So on this page, I have two things. I've got a region slicer and I have a clustered bar chart or clustered column chart. And let me show you what we're going to be adding. Now, first, we're going to go ahead and keep it on this page. This is the page one. And remember, if you're not sure where to start in your data analyst journey or what the next steps are, be sure to remember that I've put together a free data analyst career roadmap, and it shows you the exact path from Excel user to a hired analyst. So grab it. It's free. Click the link in the description. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do is talk about themes. Most people build a report and they leave it in the Power BI's default colors. Most of the default colors are always this blue color here. It's the same blue, same oranges that everyone else uses. But a theme will let you change the color palette for every single visual on every page with one click. We are not talking about just adjusting one chart at a time. We're talking about the entire report. So as you add visuals, it'll maintain that same theme. So especially if your company has a brand with specific colors, this is how you match them without touching each visual individually. Now, in order to do that, you would go up into the view section of the top ribbon and you see there's a theme section here. If you click the drop down arrow, you'll see this is the default theme that's selected. It's called Bloom. I think that's by default. Most of the blank reports that you create will do that. But you can select any one of these themes and even customize it further. So if I wanted to select any of these with the greenish color, the city park, I've got a neutral color, I got orchid. All of these themes are available for you to just select from. And you can further customize it as well. So if you go into here, you will see that, let's say we selected the frontier theme. I can actually go in here and I can either browse more themes. I can customize this current theme. So if I want to switch even this color, that can be done. Now, once this is done, you see it even changed the background color of the page. So once this is done, all future pages that I add will maintain the same background shading and the same colors for the bars. And it's very powerful. And this is something that I highly recommend that not a lot of people do. But once you do it, it really will save you time. And as you saw, it's done all within one click. And that's something very easy to do. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next feature that many people don't do in Power BI that they may not be aware of, and that's dynamic titles. So here's the problem. You build a report, someone filters it by region, like we're going to go ahead and do here, feature this by north. Yeah, of course it's dynamic. Yep, the chart changes. I can switch it to south, west. The chart changes slightly, and then all of this is available here. Okay, that's fine. Everything works great. But imagine if the title automatically said north as it corresponds with the particular region. Or if you wanted to say North quarterly sales, the moment that they picked north, that's called a dynamic title. and that can be done. And so in order to do that, you go ahead and just select your chart. We're going to go ahead and go into the editing screen or the formatting options for the particular chart. And we're going to go to the title section. And within title, by default, you see it says sales by quarter. But I'm going to go ahead and change that. We're going to go into the conditional formatting and we're going to change it by field value. And we're going to select the field that we want to correspond the change to. And like I said earlier, region is going to be great, or could be selected region. I'm going to just go ahead and select region to make it simple and go ahead and click OK. And as you see, it automatically updated it to the actual region that's been selected. So this keeps everything in sync and it makes your visuals really more clear so people know exactly what they are looking at. This is called the dynamic title, and just as you see, with just a few minutes of setup, your visuals will adapt to the dynamic changes. All right, now on to feature number 3. I'm going to go into our detail page here. I'm going to go ahead and move these visuals out with a better alignment here just so you can see everything. We'll go ahead and move this down here. Okay, and this feature is called a slicer sync. So if your report has more than one page, most people add a separate slicer to every single page and they have to maintain them all. But Slicer Sync solves that. You set up one slicer and tell Power BI to sync it across whichever pages you want. So when people click north on one, page 2 is already filtered to north before they even click over. So no extra work, no duplicate slicers. So as you see, we've got 2 pages here. We've got the detail page. Let me just make this a little bit narrower. We got the detail page and we got the summary page. They both have the region slicer. So if we click on the region slicer on page 1, I'm just go ahead and go to the summary page. We're going to go ahead and click on the region slicer. And then at the top ribbon, I'm going to go ahead and click on sync slicer. It's in the view section of the top ribbon. If I click on sync slicer and update here, you will see that these by default are not going to be checked. I had already selected this, but if we go ahead and select to keep them in sync, meaning that if you want the summary slicer to be in sync with the detail, we can do that. So it says add and sync with all pages or select specific pages. So if we want the detail to be in sync with the summary page, both these need to be selected. So now that's done. If we select south here, then we switch over to detail, it should automatically do this. So we just need to select this and make sure it's synced as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sync this. Actually, we're going to need to do that. We're going to go ahead and select both boxes here. We're going to go back, sync slicers. Let's just make sure we've got both of these selected. Okay, there we go. We've got all of that selected. We've got north here and we've got north here. If I switch this to west, it should automatically update the next one in the other page. And there you have it. We've got the slicers synced. This will save you a ton of time. Once both slicers are synced, both pages get filtered automatically. That's the slicer sync. So on a report with 4 or 5 pages, it just saves a lot of time. It keeps everything consistent. So you never have one page showing north and another showing all. This is the power of it. There you have it. 3 features, all already in Power BI and generally useful at work and whatever you're doing. We've got report themes, so your entire report updates to a consistent color palette in one click. Dynamic title, so the chart header responds to whoever is filtering the report. We've got the slicer sync that we just looked at. So one slicer controls every page without duplicate setup. And add any one of these to your next report and it'll feel like a different level of work. If you apply these today, the next time you share your report, you should hear fewer questions like, wait, what does this show? And that is the whole point. That is really the real skill here, and now you have it. So if this video has helped you, and I generally hope it did,
hitting subscribe is the one thing that you can do right now that makes the biggest difference for this channel. We are building the data crew from ground up, and if you are here, you are already a part of it. Every single subscriber tells YouTube that this content is worth showing to more people who need it. It is completely free. It just takes a second, and I will never waste your time. Now, next up, check out the Power BI Charts and Visuals Complete Guide. The link is on the screen. Now that you know these features, that video covers every visual type and when to use each one. The link is on the screen. Go ahead and click it, and I'll see you there.